I promise you guys, if you will just kind of incorporate these into your daily and weekly diets, you will lose weight. Hey guys, Mark McCullier with Live Anabolic. Today I want to talk to you about some of the best foods you can eat to lose weight. And you've probably seen me say in some of my other videos that abs are made in the kitchen, and that's true. So no matter how hard you guys are working out, no matter how many hours a week, how high the intensity level is, if you don't have your nutrition on point, you're never going to lose weight. And it's going to be very frustrating. And then guess what? You're going to give up. All right. So today, let's just talk about some basic foods that are fantastic to lose weight, but they're also great tasting. So none of the stuff I'm going to give you today is kind of hold your nose, bad when it comes to taste. Everything is really pretty yummy. And it's real straightforward, guys. This is all good, healthy stuff. I promise you guys, if you will just kind of incorporate these into your daily and weekly diets, you will lose weight. All right, so this is by no means a comprehensive list of foods that are really good to lose weight, but I've picked kind of 7 categories here that I think are going to give you a bunch of really good ideas to choose from. Because I know some guys are picky eaters, and some of you guys live in countries that don't have access to all the foods that we necessarily like to eat here in the United States. A lot of countries just have completely different tastes, okay? But I got 7 pretty big categories that the vast majority of guys will be able to easily eat and enjoy it. Now, the first one, guys, good old-fashioned eggs. So I don't want y'all to think of eggs as just a breakfast food anymore. I mean, that's how I've had it in my mind for decades, all right? But guys, you don't have to just scramble them or fry them in the morning for breakfast. This is a great trick. Just take the whole carton of eggs, all 12 of them, stick them in a big pot and boil them. Make a dozen hard-boiled eggs. Boom. Stick them in a little Tupperware tub, leave them in your refrigerator. They'll be good and fresh for at least a week, all right? Maybe 2 weeks probably. And that is, you can just reach in there and grab a hard-boiled egg anytime. It doesn't have to be first thing in the morning. It could be on your way to the office, okay, with a cup of coffee. It could be late at night when you got the munchies, all right, and you're trying to avoid some of that sweet stuff that your wife put in your refrigerator. So eggs are really good because they're high in protein, and then the yolk has got the good cholesterol. It's got fat in there, but it's the good fat that we need because as men, our bodies need good, healthy fats because of the good cholesterol that comes with that fat. And without that, we won't be able to make testosterone. And testosterone is key to building muscle and losing fat. All right, number 2, real fun and easy. I love this one, beef. All right, guys, lots of different options to choose from here, right? So you can do the steaks, you can do the ground beef. There's tons of different cuts of steaks. All of them are good for you. Just avoid the ones with tons and tons of fat. Just kind of trim off some of the fat. Personally, I love the Wagyu beef. All right, if you haven't tried that, go search it out at your store, okay? It's a little more expensive, I get it, but try it. It is phenomenal. And you can get it either as a steak or ground beef, so you can make hamburgers out of it, and it is fantastic. And the reason we want to eat beef is because it has tons of protein. And most beef is also pretty lean, doesn't have a lot of fat and no carbs at all. So guys, when it comes to losing weight, getting enough protein in your daily diet is absolutely imperative, all right? That is key. And I guarantee you the vast majority of you guys are not eating anywhere near enough protein on a daily basis. Okay, number 3. This is more of a breakfast type thing for most guys. So you can do oats or oatmeal, and then some cereals are really good. I have found a cereal called Kashi, all right? It's really high in fiber and has a ton of protein, and it's low in carbs. It doesn't have hardly any processed sugars in it. All right, so here I am. I just grabbed these off the counter. This is a company called Kashi. These are 2 different flavors that they make, but guys, They have a lot of protein and a lot of fiber in here, which means that they have a relatively low glycemic index, which means your body doesn't digest them real quick and then convert them into blood sugar. This stuff is great for you. There's other cereals out there that you can find that are also good for you. But same thing goes with oats and oatmeal. Yes, those are carbs, but they have relatively low glycemic index, which means you don't digest them too fast, all right? And another thing you guys can also do, these are kind of all morning type foods. I'm kind of lumping together here number 3, and that is protein bars, all right? Just read the nutritional label, all right? You can find really good protein bars that are almost all protein and have relatively low amounts of sugar. Some protein bars, they even put a fair amount of fiber in them, okay? And those are some of the ones that I've found. And anyway, all of those, all right, everything I've mentioned so far in number 3 are great breakfast options. And then finally, throw a cup of coffee in there, guys. Now, there's no protein in the coffee, but the caffeine in there is fantastic for ramping up your metabolism and causing you to burn more calories. Love adding coffee to my protein bar. Phenomenal combination. All right, number 4, guys, you're not gonna like this one nearly as much as the first 3 that were pretty yummy, and that is veggies, greens. You have to do it, guys. Trust me, you got to get vegetables in your diet. All right, there's lots of great vegetables to choose from. I'm not gonna go through all of them right now, but pretty much any vegetable is good for you. And it's because veggies have got almost no carbohydrates and no fats, all right? Now, they don't have any protein either, all right? But they have very few calories and they got a lot of fiber. And when you eat veggies and greens, okay, it makes you feel full, all right? Plus, that fiber is really good for your digestive system. So the problem is a lot of you guys are too lazy or too picky with your taste buds. And so you just don't want to deal with veggies, and so you end up not eating them, and you're missing out on something that's really important as far as losing weight, especially as we get older. All right, so if you're one of those guys, at least try this. Try a supplement instead of eating all those greens and veggies every day, okay? This is something that we make. It's called Testo Greens. And guys, you just take a scoop of this thing. You can put it in water, or you can put it in a smoothie, you know, or something like that. Fantastic. And the thing is, guys, it has over 30 different vegetables and fruits in here in each scoop. All right, so you're getting tons of good, healthy, leafy greens in your diet when you have just a single scoop. Plus, we've added probiotics in here for your gut health, and there's also some herbs in here that help with your testosterone levels. And then, you know, one of the benefits of taking this kind of a product is, I mean, it literally takes seconds. You don't have to cook anything. And then on top of that, there's a lot of compounds in here that help your body just naturally flush out excess estrogen. Yes, guys make estrogen too, on top of the testosterone, all right? And if you end up with too much estrogen in your system, it'll tell your body basically to hold on to fat. That's why women have such a hard time losing fat, because they make like 10 times as much estrogen as we do, whereas we make 10 times as much testosterone as they do. But we both make both hormones. And so this is a great product. Click the link below this video. At least give it a try, guys, because we have the best supplement warranty in the whole industry by a long shot. So if you don't like it, if it doesn't work for you, send us an email. We'll send your money back. It's that simple. You don't even have to mail the bottle back. All right, number 5, kind of going through this pretty quick. Fish. Oh my gosh, guys, fish is fantastic. And I would say fish is the thing that I have the least of in my diet, week in and week out, all right, which is stupid because fish is fantastic for you. And when I say fish, I'm primarily talking about tuna fish and salmon, but you can also do sardines. Most guys are not going to do sardines. But salmon and tuna are fantastic for you. First of all, they're both really high in protein, got basically no carbs, no fats, and they're high in omega-3 fatty acids. What does that mean? Well, it's something that's good for your heart, basically, okay? Most nutritionists will tell you to take an omega-3 supplement, all right? They're little pills. They don't taste good if you bite into them. They're typically capsules. You have to just kind of swallow them. But fish, salmon and tuna and sardines are really good as far as helping you get enough protein in your daily diet. Plus those omega-3s are fantastic. And then guys, when I'm talking about all these different proteins, all right, because there's a lot of different ones I've mentioned so far, proteins also make you feel really satiated, full. And that will help you from overeating. And like I said earlier, I'm going to guess 90% of the guys watching right now don't get enough protein in your daily diet, all right? I have a hard time getting enough in my daily diet, and I'm real conscious about it, all right? So fish is a great way to help kind of up that number. All right, number 6 is more like a dessert type thing. It's light Greek yogurt, okay? So typically, a lot of guys will just tell you to eat Greek yogurt, all right? Because it's high in protein and it's really good for you. It's got all kinds of good probiotics and other things in there for your gut health. But guys, it says light. All that really means is it's reduced sugar levels, all right? So make sure you get Greek yogurt. But also, I highly recommend, if you're trying to lose weight, you want to minimize the amount of sugar, all right? And when you get the light Greek yogurt, they've already pulled out a lot of the sugar that just naturally occurs when they make that product. And the reason I put it on this list, guys, is because it tastes sweet. And I get Dannon, okay, that's the manufacturing, and they make peach and blueberry and strawberry and raspberry and cheesecake flavor. They make all these different flavors. And guys, it tastes super sweet. It almost tastes like ice cream. It tastes so good. All right, but it's really good for you. And I typically eat them late at night because I'll get munchies. I'll get munchies at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I'm watching the TV or something like that. And so instead of coming over the refrigerator and getting something bad for you, something that's high in carbs, especially right before you go to bed, save this for your dessert because it will taste like a dessert because it's so sweet. And for you guys with sweet teeth or sweet tooth, this is a great option. All right, finally, number 7, the last one here. And I saved carbohydrates for the last. You'll notice that all the previous 6 none of them were really carbohydrates, okay? We had a lot of proteins in there and we had some greens and veggie type stuff, but no, straight carbs. So number 7, potatoes and rice are the 2 probably best starchy carbs that you can eat on a daily basis. Don't overdo them because they do have a fair amount of calories, but they are both whole foods. They're not processed. And that's really key, guys, because when you eat a whole food carbohydrate, especially like these, they have a relatively low glycemic index. And what I mean by that is your body, it takes a while to digest them, and therefore it doesn't convert them to glucose or blood sugar real quick. So when you eat foods that have a high glycemic index, that are easy to digest really fast, all right, carbs, and that's like bread and pasta and things like that, highly processed chips. Your body digests it and converts it to blood sugar super quick, and then that causes your body to spike its insulin levels. And that's a big bummer. That really holds us back from both building muscle and losing weight. So rice and potatoes are great to add as a carbohydrate to any of your meals because they're whole foods. It takes a while to digest them. And also, like some of the other foods I've mentioned, they really make you feel full. They're a great carb for making you feel satiated. Whereas a lot of the processed carbs that we eat, donuts and sugars and pastries and things like that, ice creams, those don't fill you up. Those leave you feeling hungry and wanting more, okay? So rice and potatoes are number 7, and now it's time to wrap it up. So guys, I gave you seven ideas on how to lose fat, and these are big categories. You have a lot of options to choose from, but you have to do this day in and day out, week after week, month after month. And if you stick with it and never give up on yourself, I promise you will lose lots of fat even if you're over 50.